What's up, everybody? I'm back, and today I have a really important video that I've been trying to get off my chest for a while. So today I have a special that. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Peaches. I have a YouTube channel as well. I am autistic, dyspraxic. I am also a cane user, and I'm really excited to get started today to talk about treating disabled people like humans with Bob.
Yeah, like the disabled community really hasn't been, like an easy process for a lot of people. It's been very difficult, and and a lot of people don't get the respect they deserve.
Yeah, a lot of people do not get the respect that they deserve, and oftentimes people who are disabled have to fight just to even get accommodations so that they can live life as they should be comfortably, they have to fight really hard for that, and that's very unfortunate.
Yeah, it's like all of us can't have a voice to speak, while the other people have voices to to really speak and really tell who they are and what their story is.
Yeah, so I feel like this is a really good platform that we have set up today to try to talk about this topic. Do you have anything that you'd like to add as we get started? I know that you wanted to talk about a lot of different things.
Yeah, like I think the first thing we should talk about is really enabling the audience folk, and maybe explaining what who are somebody who is disabled, and how and what are the things that that people should not be doing to the disabled community and stuff.
Alrighty. So I here's some things that I know that are very common within the disabled community that they really struggle with. Things such as using us as tokens. Oftentimes, as we were talking about before, uh, you'll have someone who will do a nice thing for a disabled person or just treat a disabled person like a human being. And all of a sudden, you'll have like cameras, it's on the news, it's in the newspaper, and it's this big deal just because a abled person was treating a disabled person like a human being.
Yeah, it's like we always it's like that the able community always been like like the gold medal for people to really use them for the limelight, and it really sad it really sad in in everything in the world, but in Hollywood, it's more of a problem because we have all these different actors who portraying people who are disabled, and they're not giving us the platform to maybe show our skills, or even to any of our stuff. So so it makes
Mhm.
it feel like you're having somebody portray us, but why can't we do it ourselves?
Exactly.
Do you
I, I
feel
I agree with that 100%. It is
yeah?
unfortunate that the Hollywood is taking away disabled people's chances to tell our own stories, um, and to portray disabled characters, because there are a lot of disabled actors out there. And unfortunately, the only character that they really get to play is a disabled character. And when you have an abled person who plays a disabled character, it takes that opportunity and that chance for that disabled person to play that character, and it tends to make it so that the portrayal of the disabled character is not as authentic or true to what an actual disabled person is like.
Yeah, and then also with the disabled community, we have a label. We're usually told mentally handicapped, disabled, and or disabled or special needs. We should not be labeled. We're human like everybody else. We just have different things that we're not good at, and that okay. Everybody not good at riding a bike, not good at anything. So like you didn't label for us, and now you didn't label for anybody else. You're treating us like we're animals, or or something else.
Yeah, it's difficult because when the disabled community tries to talk about um, the types of language we prefer, like how we prefer to be called disabled instead of a person with a disability, and when people try to tell us that using the term disabled is bad, or they treat it like it's a bad word, or when they try to tell us we're special needs and things like that, instead of listening to what we want, they tend to invalidate our own voices and tend to put these negative labels on us that we do not need, which further stigmatizes the community and those of us with disability, and makes it harder for us to get anywhere when it comes to finding jobs or trying to just live life in general.
It's sad. It's sad because like with my platform, I try to use my platform as an opportunity where I can spread awareness for people who are try to understand disability, but it's hard because people are stuck in their own mindset of, oh, they need to live their life, and I support their YouTube channel and their platform, but whenever I support them, it's like they really don't help me out and really try to
They
help.
don't reciprocate uh, that friendship or that support that you give them when you help them out and you bring them onto your channel and you try to talk about, whatever topic that they think is great. And when you want to do the same with them, they kind of are like, no, thanks, which I feel is really rude and probably makes you feel like they don't take you seriously.
It's like I know that all of them are busy, they have lives, and I'm not telling them, listen, I want to do a whole YouTube video about TikTok. It's like I don't want that. I want to talk about the disabled community. And whenever I bring that up, it's like three things happen. They say no, be uncomfortable with it. They take my word and twist them up and make it into something different, or they don't annoy me, and then it's like you're annoying me. You don't have to annoy me. You can tell me the nice way you don't want to do it or feel comfortable with. You have to just like not read my message on social media.
Hmm. That is really upsetting because, like, I feel like you have so many great things to say. You have a lot of input when it comes to the disabled community, and talking about the challenges that the disabled community faces is so important nowadays, especially since not much has changed since the ADA laws have been put in place.
Yeah, it's like it's like whenever I collab with people, it's like, oh, um let me it's like I tell them I'm disabled, they say, oh, okay. Then they want to collab with me, and then whenever I collab, every video is amazing with people. They're really helpful. They know who I am. But then when I get to like pulling the rope, it's like, oh, you're just sitting here while talking about my disability. Then oh, you're really drawn to come on here and you're really powerful, Bob. But at the same time, I don't feel your energy. I don't feel like you really tell what I'm saying. You just heal because you want to do our video and you don't want me to tell my story.
Yeah. I feel like sometimes people will look at disabled people and then not take them seriously or want to speak over them and tell them how to feel or try to take over a lot of things. And I feel like instead of pitying or instead of telling disabled people how to feel and invalidating them, rather than doing that, maybe able people should start to try to use their platforms and their ability to be heard to amplify the voices of those who are disabled and try to educate others. And I feel like that's something you've been trying to do.
Yeah, it's like right now we have a lot of different movements going on, and all of them are really important. But what about us? What about the disabled community? Where do we tap in? Where do we tap in? It's like for all the years, it's like people that want a lot in the basement and lot of tea, that we don't come out.
Yeah. And the funny thing about all these other movements is like there are disabled people in those movements as well. Like with the Black Lives Matter movement, there are disabled Black people. And with the LGBTQ movement, there are disabled LGBTQ people. And those disabled people with that intersectionality, they also need a platform to talk about what it's like to be a person in that community and disabled, right? And the disabled movement needs to be able to move forward and make progress, but we can't do that unless we have good allies and strong voices within the community.
Every community, everybody don't like with me. I feel like I'm a strong ally to the disabled community because I understand everything about the disabled community, and and I understand what it takes according to who is disabled, and and I know how hard it is for somebody to wake up in the morning and go to sleep at night wondering, where do I see myself in 5 years?
Yeah, and it's kind of hard to imagine where you could be in 5 years, when you have so many people telling you that you can't do stuff, right? Or they'll give you unrealistic expectations, be like, you can do anything and not take your challenges seriously. And what you really need is realistic, but good and hopeful uh, ways to have dreams and aspirations rather than people shutting you down before you even have a chance to even think about what you want.
Yeah, it's like society see it in a place where, oh, we can only work in an office or in a supermarket, and other places like Broadway theater, any type of theater community. No, you can't do that. That's way too big. That's way too high standard. We can't let you do that.
And I think that's really sad because I've met many disabled people who are amazing actors and amazing singers or amazing artists or even are beautiful and are really good at modeling. But for some reason, uh, those groups and those careers and the people who are hiring for that kind of stuff are not interested in hiring disabled people for those roles. And I feel like we need more diversity in general for those types of things because seeing a disabled person on stage, that would mean a lot to me. I would love to see that. That would inspire me. That would make me feel like I am capable of doing what I dream of doing.
Yeah, it's like with society they see it in a way where that's more ant. We're not gonna get better, and it does like it's frustrating.
It is very frustrating. It's hard when you have to fight just to get the right supports to live life comfortably or to live life in a way that you're not feeling like you're dying all the time or you're not hurting yourself or you're not struggling and fighting just to exist. And then on top of that, we also have to fight in order to be allowed to have those dreams and aspirations and to be taken seriously enough to be able to accomplish our goals.
Yeah, it's like how can somebody help somebody who did able. That's the next topic I wanna cover here. Is maybe you sharing your story, and then I tell my full story, and maybe shining a light on what how what can we do to help people understand, and and what are some ways for people to really sit down with their kids or sit down with anybody and talk about the disabled community.
Yes, this is a topic, this is an open conversation that I feel needs to start to happen with the disabled community and the rest of the abled world, is to sit down and have someone listen to our voices and to be willing to start to help out to make things better for the future.
Yeah, because if you tell let tell our story, then you're only one side. You only feel like, oh, did put it in a wheelchair. Maybe they had a car accident or made it up like that. You don't know somebody's life until you step into their shoes or their corner.
Yes, exactly. So if you want to get started, you can start and I will give you the platform, the time, and I would love to hear your story, Bob.
Yeah, so my story is I have been part of the disabled community for a long time, and and like I've been trying to really like become a person who really shine the light on the disabled community, but mostly I'm more on the side of entertainment because I am a movie reviewer. I'm a disabled reviewer who review movies and try to get my name out there, and also my dream is to become on Broadway because Broadway and entertainment is a way for me to escape from the true world and to just step into a new reality and like back then I encountered a situation involving a really hot word, and it's still used today but not used a lot. But like back then, I encountered a person involving a bill, and for the bill to to really help out people who aren't able and not use the word mentally retarded because they feel like it wasn't the right term, and also really helping out the disabled community and really shining the light and I have a lot of people in my thought who is supporting me on social media, and one of and they have been really trying to understand who I am, and one of those people have been really such an amazing support. When I don't know if you guys remember, I did a whole big thing involving the Sia movie where I ripped that movie apart. Not as a movie reviewer, but as a person who was disabled, and I have this person. Her name is Amy. She's a movie reviewer from Canada, and she really understands the reasoning of my disability. And for her YouTube channel, they were doing the nominees for award show, and my comment came up and said, "Oh, what do you think about the new Sia movie?" And he said, "I don't want to bring it up because I support people who are disabled." And a few days ago, the um the interviewed a person who was disabled who was doing video games for people who are disabled. So we need more people like her to really help understand the disabled community, and also not that her who would be my internet friend, like I told them, who would guiding the disabled community. We need more people to understand that we're human, and my goal is to maybe go out to library, colleges, and one day all around the world and help people understand the disabled community and make people get that we're human, that we can have a normal life. We can have a boyfriend and girlfriend who are not disabled. We can live a happy life. We don't have to have people who can understand who we are and understand our story and not to put it in a corner where where a whole life it does it nothing.
Yeah. And I think you have such good insight in the way you talk about it and the things you have to say about it. I feel like you deserve to be heard. You deserve to be put on a platform. And I think you'd be really good at educating other people about disability and that it doesn't mean that we're subhuman and that we deserve to be treated like human beings and that we have our own rights and we have a right to have accessibility and to be validated. And I think that you would be really great at that, at speaking on that. And so far, I've liked what I've heard from you.
Yeah, it like we need more people like me because I wanna like my one of the goals is I wanna set up a disabled community and um call it Pete call it um Pete love and helping the disabled community and making it a worldwide campaign on really helping the disabled community. But whenever I try to do that, it's like, oh, no, 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 you can't do it. We have our own crap to deal with in the world. I said, yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening in the world right now, but the disabled community to not be put in a corner. We need a party like me to stand up and fight for the disabled community and me being 2024 2025 in November, I'm not gonna wake up every day and say, hey listen, I'm disabled, I tell them my life. Nah nah nah. I wake up every morning, I go to my mirror, I tell myself today is gonna be a good day. And here's why. I'm here, I'm alive. I don't care if I'm disabled. I don't care if I'm different. I just care that I'm alive and that that I be able to come on here and talk to you and be able to have all these amazing opportunities to spread awareness for people who are disabled and sometimes it's just frustrating when you have that one point that those people say, oh listen, we can't help you accomplish your goal. We need to accomplish our goal before we help you. It's like
Hmm.
what? Like is it important for your YouTube channel to get a billion views? Is it important for you to get a billion different likes on a video? What's more important? Helping the disabled community or getting 1,000 likes on a picture of you on a beach or TikTok? Really, like
Hmm.
like a lot of people don't have common sense no more. It's like they put it in a tornado because they don't feel like we're gonna try to be great or even accomplish anything. But let me tell you something. You don't know what I'm gonna accomplish because one day I'm gonna be doing the dream. And when they come up to me and say, oh, Bob, look at you, you're accomplishing dream. I said, without you, because because you bring me down. And you didn't believe in me, so look at me now. You are
Yeah. And
you,
it can be frustrating because I feel like you're someone that should be taken more seriously. You have a lot to say, you have big ideas, and I feel like you should be able to accomplish them pretty well. All it takes is a little hard work, but that's a given. And sometimes as disabled people, we have to work 2 times as hard as the abled people or as our peers, and that can be really challenging. And I agree with you, those people should have, if they said, hey, help me with this, they should have at least considered your ideas and your topics that you wanted to talk about and taking you more seriously.
it's like sometimes when they try to really open up and talk about my disability, like they just sit there and listen and I can read people, you know if they're listening or not. and if they really understand, but in the end, you don't feel like they understand it. That there's three common words. You're brave, you're strong, and it said, thank you for that compliment, but like, um, after the video, what are you gonna do with it? You're not gonna do nothing. You're just gonna move on with your life and not help me out, uh,
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah, because what we really want is we want people to listen and then learn and then change and actually use the knowledge that they gained actively after the fact. You don't want them to just go, oh, you're brave. Oh, I'm so sorry. I pity you. You don't want the pity. You don't want the, oh, you're brave for talking about this. It shouldn't have to be such a brave topic. It should be something that we can talk about and be taken seriously for and actually use to change things and make things better.
Yeah, it will be a conversation that don't make people feel uncomfortable. It will be an open conversation, like people that talked about people that talk about the news every day. So like if we're talking about the news, why ain't we part of the conversation? And it's like we need to be put in the media more, not for a pity, but maybe for for a recognition and and fighting for what we believe in, and that is that for people to treat us fair and equally.
Yes, we do. We need the news and media places to talk more about things like the Judge Wurtenberg Center. It's so unfortunate that people haven't even started talking about that until later on, and even so, not nearly enough. This is a topic that should have been talked about when it first started happening and for a much longer period of time. And people are starting to put the topic to rest. And I'm like, no, they still haven't stopped abusing disabled people. We need to continue talking about this topic, obviously, and we need to close down the JRC, right? But unfortunately, they don't talk about that. And because of that, it normalizes the mistreatment and dehumanizes disabled people even further.
Yeah, it's like a lot of people don't wanna recognize that we're human, and they take it like, oh, I need to feel bad for the person. Like, okay, you can feel bad all you want, but like in the end of the day, I'm just human like everybody else. I have a brain, I have a body. I'm human. I'm just like everybody else. I have something I'm not good at.
Mhm. Yeah, you have your own challenges, but just because your challenges are different than the rest of the world's doesn't mean that you are subhuman. Doesn't mean that you don't have dreams or feelings or things that you're good at or things that you are very passionate about. It doesn't mean that you don't have things that you want to accomplish or that you can't fall in love or have those types of feelings. Because oftentimes, unfortunately, the disabled community can be viewed for a very infantilized lens and we're viewed as forever children or viewed as these subhuman people who can't be beautiful or sexy or confident.
It's like it's like sometimes when you tell your story, it's like it comes down from one ear, then the other person, when you try to repeat yourself, it's like, oh, they don't take it out the way you would like them to take it out.
Yeah, that makes sense. Or sometimes they'll even try to tell you how you're supposed to feel as a disabled person. And I feel like that is one of the most frustrating experiences that I've come across personally is when someone tries to tell me how to feel as a disabled person when, my feelings are very different than what they think they should be.
Yeah, but I told my story, and and today I really wanna tell both our stories, but I want to know your story, and and really what made you special, and and what made you unique, because we've been talking for a long time, and meaning, virtually, it's like you seem like you have a really positive outcome and a really amazing vibe to you, and you really bring out the best in the disabled community, and with you being part of this community, it's amazing what how much you contribute to the community, and I want to know your story, and what makes you you.
All right. Well, I didn't even realize I was disabled for a really long time, but I, of course, have been disabled my whole life. And in fact, I have had many labels put on me. I was developmentally delayed. I've had teachers use the R slur against me. I've had people take advantage of the fact that I had a harder time understanding certain social things, and I've had to really fight just to get the the correct diagnosis. I've been evaluated so many times, and constantly my they just tell my mom that I was just, I was going to grow out of it, and I never did. I am now 23 years old and I still struggle, and that's okay. It's okay that I am disabled. And I didn't learn that I was dyspraxic and autistic until I was 20 years old. I finally got those diagnoses at 20 years old after being referred by my doctor. And a year after that, I started to talk about my experiences and how much I had to fight as a disabled person just to get the right supports, for a long time without those diagnoses. Um, and I've been doing this advocacy work for about 2 years now. Not only am I autistic and dyspraxic, but I thought I should mention this, I also have auditory processing disorder, which makes it really hard for me to process language sometimes, especially in noisy environments. And that comes with its own challenges because oftentimes people don't take auditory processing disorder very seriously at all. Um, but yeah, I've had my own challenges. And as I said before, I'm a cane user because I have some other medical conditions that make my joints have problems. And on top of that, the clumsiness of being a dyspraxic, and just trying to fight to be taken seriously and to be able to get the things I need has been really challenging, you know? And I've tried to get jobs. I've tried to apply for jobs. In fact, I've had people refuse to hire me just because I am autistic or just because I'm disabled. And so when working didn't work, right, I went to try to do a program in our area, one of the very few programs in the area I live in for adults like me, where they pay you. It was at a thrift store where they pay you and you work. And before I joined the program, they promised me I'd have the accommodations I need. And I even told them exactly what accommodations I needed. And when I started working, they did not give me any of those accommodations I was promised. So I ended up having to quit because I'd start to have like meltdowns and my body would hurt all the time because they weren't accommodating for me at all. And now I'm kind of in the air trying to work really hard on having my needs met and being able to get what I need and pay for my appointments and everything. And it's just been a challenge. But I'm hopeful. I'm working on advocacy work, and I'm trying to apply for disability, which is its own, you have to jump through those circus hoops too. But it's been a real journey so far, and I feel like I'm finally getting somewhere, but it took a lot just to get there.
Like what did you go? Like, what do you want to do?
What do
What?
I want to do?
Yeah.
I kind of have similar hopes as you do. I hope to educate more people and to talk about disability more. I want to teach more abled people and more parents, especially of disabled children, about how they can better help their children have more confidence in themselves, help their children get the supports that they need, and also help make sure their children are safe. Because unfortunately, in the disabled community, especially when it comes to disabled children, they get abused and mistreated a lot because they're taken advantage of. And so I want to help parents learn how to avoid those things. And I want to help employers learn how to create more accessible environments for their employees who are disabled. And I want to make public spaces more accessible.
Yeah, because we need more people to really, to really help out, and and that, like, be able to make your voice heard.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah,
And I feel like us coming on and talking about this topic and having such an open and honest conversation, that it's very important that we have more conversations like these, that other people have conversations like these with their disabled loved ones um, and their children, or even just other disabled adults in their community. Having these types of conversations, learning from disabled advocates, and changing for the better is so important.
it's like having you here is the breath of fresh air, and making the video before I take a break from YouTube, the one rotating. It's gonna help me have a deep breath and really ask myself, and ask myself, hey, listen, after this video, I'm gonna take a break from YouTube for a few, not for a long time, just for a few days or a week, and see how this video does. And maybe after the video, try to contact somebody else who is not able to continue what we're talking about, but maybe something in the light of, like, the in Hollywood, Broadway entertainment, and really helping them understand what it takes to understand us, and not to understand yourself.
I think it's really good that you want to further and continue this conversation with other people, especially with abled people, and try to help them understand things from the disabled point of view. Now, they'll never be able to perfectly understand because they're abled, and even every disabled person is very different from each other. But just having that conversation and moving forward with it and trying to create change, I feel like that is so important, and I'm so glad that is something that you want to continue to do.
Like, my main goal is, before the end of the year, I want to do like a TED talk, where I go out and where I go out to different library, colleges, program, and really, help people understand the disabled community, and get over my fear of stage fright, and really talking about the disabled community, and all those stuff.
Yeah. I feel like that would be very useful, especially for whatever community you live in. I've been trying to make changes in my own community. They're slow moving, but I feel like we're making progress, and we're making things more accessible, and we're changing certain situations for the better. And the more people we have actively working in their communities to change things, and actively speaking on these topics and listening to the disabled community, the more change we're going to make, the more of an impact we're going to have.
It like it like the disabled, with all the negative with the disabled community, there is light in the end of the tunnel. There's a lot of TV shows on Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, anything where it is hidden gem. You find a movie or TV show that really resembles the disabled community, and put it in a light where it's all positive, and
Yes,
have you came,
yes.
and and I want to talk a little bit about that, because I think also that really important, as well to
Yes.
really shine a light. So have you came toward any type of
Actually, yes, I have came across a awesome, very well done short film on Disney Plus done by Pixar about about an autistic girl who is non-speaking, and it's called Loop. And it is very beautifully done, and the voice actor of the autistic character is a non-speaking autistic herself. Her name is Madison Brandy, and it's very well done. They talked with autistic advocates for the short. They worked with the autistic community, and the representation is very perfect. They have an autistic voice actress. They have, you know, and the way they show this character, I feel is the way I think Sia should have done things. If she really wanted to make a good movie, I feel like she should have done it more of how this short film was done, because it was just so well put and so well made. So
like I came toward two things, and both it are on Netflix. I came toward Love on the Spectrum. That it does really amazing. We really shine the light on people who are on the spectrum trying to find love. And then I've been watching a show on Netflix. It was recommended to me. It told Atypical. It's about a kid who had autism, and they try to find his niche in life. It does have a part who not disabled, but when you get on to season 2, they thought to hire actors who are able, so the show thought to really, help more out there. A few things that a little bit threatenable, but at the same time, it's mostly a really good show, and I think that watching it though.
yeah, I've
So
heard I've heard a lot of good things about Atypical, but I've also heard that yeah, there are some questionable things, and maybe there's some improvement that could be made. But it's really hard to not get excited when you see progress, right?
yeah, like with the whole Shia project, it just blew up in her face, and when I was watching the movie, I literally tried for about a half an hour, and then after the movie finished, I went on Twitter and started blowing up a whole big review about it, and Tony, and just really criticizing the movie, not just because it's bad, just because it criticized the disabled community and really hurt us to the point where we couldn't even be able to really speak for ourselves, and it put it in a predicament where we really don't matter. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, we only matter because you're related to no CD.
Yep. And I myself even did a video about the movie. Not necessarily a review because I hadn't seen it, but I had seen clips and I'd heard so much. And um, given Sia's attitude towards the disabled and autistic community on Twitter, and how she swore at people and rejected charity offers to help her make the movie better and fix it, you know, and just that whole situation had so many problems in it. And it's definitely something where I hope the rest of Hollywood looks at what happened with that movie and tries to learn from it and tries to do 1,000 times better.
It's like Hollywood. Like one day, I hope to team myself on doing, because I am partly deaf, and being disabled, I really don't see myself on Hollywood, and like we spoke about it a little bit when we spoke, like I'm really happy that Marvel is really doing a movie like the Eternals, making a person who is disabled and who is deaf, and really putting that person in the camera, and also the hero is disabled in the comic book, and using that as an outlet. That right there I'm gonna watch that movie 1,000 times by all the more that of that character because I feel like that's what we need. We need
Hmm.
somebody to who is like us.
Yes.
It don't have to be like ourselves, but it have to be somebody who is like us. And when we see the movie, we inspire to be like that person, and we see ourselves on camera.
Yes, I think that that would be really cool. And what's really neat about some of these comic books is that there are some really cool disabled characters like Professor X who are in a wheelchair, or Madam Web who also is in a wheelchair. And there's other characters who are like missing limbs or who have sight or hearing problems. And I think that having these characters and taking someone who is a disabled actor with a similar or the same disability and having them play those characters would be truly empowering. I think that'd be something that would be really neat to see more of. And so this movie sounds like it'd be really good, and hopefully it does really well.
Like I've been on a bandwagon ever since I heard about that a character is deaf, and then I did and then I did how are they gonna do it? I know that they switched the gender of the character. In the comic book the character was the male, and in the movie the female. I don't know what the reasoning behind that, but just seeing that they're using the character in Funko Pop now, and they're using the character in magazines, and the movie come out in November, and hopefully when they do the press tour, you can have people talk to the actor, and it just feels like it feels like something gonna come out of it. It can
Yeah.
either become ugly or it can either be good.
Yeah. And I
Yeah,
hope, let's hope it's good, try to have a positive outlook for this. With Sia, we didn't really have much of a hope for it because of how she first started introducing the film to everyone. But hopefully this looks like it has some good qualities to it, and hopefully it will turn out really good. Um, and I'm excited to see your review on it once it comes out. I'll happily watch that. So,
yeah, because to be honest with you, like Otto at the person who review movies. I try to also review movies with disabled people, and I watch see a movie, a bunch of garbage. Um, my one album of rented a movie on Amazon went down the range, and now the movie is free on Amazon Prime, and it said, "Huh? Why is free on Amazon? The hell, the movie to be lit on fire, it to be lit to a flame, and then with somebody said, "Oh, somebody called the fire department." They don't call the fire department. We need the movie to never exist. We need the movie to burn down.
yeah, that movie just should not exist. It is so harmful. The stereotype, the use of prone restraint, all of it is just terrible. And it's it disgusts me that Sia tried so hard to just defend it instead of just accepting that, yeah, she messed up. She should have taken the blame and apologized properly. Her apology wasn't very much of an apology, especially since she just deletes her page right just an hour after apologizing.
Yeah, and then there are movies like I Am Sam, a really good disabled movie. Then you have a movie like Rain Man, where we touch it brought in a lot of moments where I felt offended, and there was this one part where there was with the person who wasn't able. you see him in the house, and the fire alarm went on, and he started, clapping and doing all his stuff, and during that moment when the fire alarm went on, without hesitating, he clapped. But then I told my parents, did not the way a real today reporting does it. What happened is when a sensory issue goes through their brain, they don't automatically start having a nerve breakdown. What happened is they thought, doing this with their hand, and then that's how it happened. It doesn't
Hmm.
happen like, oh, right away, like
Yeah.
yeah,
For a lot of sensory challenged people, it's something that kind of doesn't always happen right away. It's something that sometimes takes a little time, and they do try their best to cope with it. It's not something just like, oh, I give up. It's not like that. And I agree with you. Making it appear to be like that can be problematic.
yeah, and then with the whole movie treating the main character like an idiot, and for the whole movie, it's like, oh, he can only do this. And I saw a documentary on YouTube about the real Putin, and it said, though the real Putin didn't have a brother, and the dad was his main guardian, and was helping him, and he was very smart, and he was a savant, who was
Hmm.
an English savant. And he said that the movie didn't really tap to write the real Putin. It just made everything like, oh, we're making a movie. We are putting two actors who are successful actors, and in the end of the day, the movie won an award for what I don't know. You it does like it like if you're making a movie involving somebody who did able, do it the right way, or do your homework, know your facts before you step in the room. Don't make the movie and then make the movie, and then you're offending the whole population of people.
And not just offending the people, but also giving the wrong idea to people who aren't in that community of what disability is. You're making them see it through a very stigmatized lens and feeding into a very problematic stereotype when you don't do your homework.
People need to do their homework. In that, it's simple. Um, it's simple. Treat people with respect, and if you respect people, they respect you back. And right now as we speak, um, you know, the able community in general, it having it you know it with 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 me joining deals. It's been the best choice I have ever made. Meeting Orty, the amazing people, meeting you, and it really had helped me understand my bet into it, and really, just having a platform to come on and really talk about the disabled community and have an open book without feeling filtered, or somebody telling me, oh, you're not really disabled, you're normal. Yet, my faith is normal, but you don't know me, you don't know what I have to go through behind closed doors. So don't tell me what my life is. You do you, I do me.
Exactly. And a lot of people oftentimes they forget about invisible disabilities. So that is something that, trying to bring up the idea that a disability is more than just someone being in a wheelchair. A disability is more than just seeing someone with a cane. There are invisible disabilities that you cannot see on the outside.
It and I've seen some of your YouTube videos. It really inspired me. So what do you want to do next for your YouTube channel? Like after this video, what do you want to do next on the lines of, on the disabled community, and will you be doing other content that don't involve the disabled community, or what do you want to do next?
Well, right now my channel is mostly focused on disability stuff, and lately I've posted a lot of autism content, but I plan on doing outreaching more and talking about other things such as my auditory processing, dyspraxia, and even interviewing other disabled people about their disabilities and their own unique challenges that they have faced. I also plan on talking about other topics like the JRC. Unfortunately, the court ruled the JRC shocking devices to not be allowed to be banned by the FDA due to the fact that they're only used for one purpose. And I feel like that was wrong. And I want to talk about so many different things on my channel when it comes to the disabled community. And I want to make a platform for other disabled voices to be heard.
And and the word to lift you up, that you're doing your YouTube channel is really helping so many people, and you as a person, it's uplifting not just me but other people around you, and your YouTube channel will grow. Trust me. A lot of people won't tap the YouTube algorithm with YouTube being stupid, and it has been stupid for a long time. A lot of people don't get to see people who are not popular YouTubers, and with us being disabled, it needs to happen more of people really telling the story with who disabled, and really, just shining a light on whatever comes in mind that people need to speak on.
Yes, I think that that is very important. And I really have appreciated being able to come on here and talk with you and work with you on this. It's been really good experience for me hearing your opinions and your voice and your story and your challenges and your ideas has been really great. I love your input and your insight.
Thank you. Like having you come on here had just been a breath of breath air, not that for not just for me, but for my audience. Like during the past hour we've been here, there has been people coming in and out. Right now there are two people. The last time I checked, it was three people came on here. I don't know who the three people were, but like if whoever come on here, whoever on here now, and whoever watching it on replay, please tell this video, and please, get this video out there. Just don't ignore it and say, hey, I'm gonna watch this video because I want to support my main man Bob. Don't support the video. Watch the video. Watch it again. Watch it.
Share it with other people.
Yes, watch it before you go to bed. Watch it when you're in the bathroom. Watch it when you're feeding your cat. Do watch the video and help people understand the disabled community. Just don't watch the video and then take it out of your brain. Watch the video. Help out. Um,
Apply what you've learned.
apply what you learned and help out. And before we leave today, I wanna give you a shout out and explain your channel a little bit, and where can people find you?
Oh, yes. So my channel is Peekaboo Peaches. You can find me really easily. My name's somewhat unique. And also my Instagram is also Peekaboo Peaches. So Peekaboo Peaches, YouTube and Instagram. And those are the two main platforms I have at the moment. So
And it was good having you come on here and really shine a light on the disabled community, and that being a positive outcome on helping not just yourself but other people who are struggling and really trying to understand who they really are.
yes. And I just hope that we can try to get a lot of this information out there and have more conversations like this.
It's very important, and I want to thank everybody who came on here. I have 3 more videos coming up this week. I have a video on true hip hop CD. Then I have a bunch of other videos that pop up. So if you like this video, please hit that. Please hit that subscribe button. And also join the party vibe to because we're one voice and we need to change the world. And hope everybody have a wonderful day. Peace.